What's up, everybody? Welcome to the jON I OFF Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, John Perez, alongside with me today, making his debut on the Gamescast, my friend, Max Bennett. How's it going?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining me, man. I appreciate it. I've been wanting you on for, I think I've asked you for like at least a couple weeks now.
Yeah, I think
How you been?
Good.
Good. Anything, I always ask this for people who's not playing, but I've always asked this for people who have been on the Gamescast. What have you been playing? Anything awesome recently?
Nothing new. We've been doing a little bit of Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were into Minecraft.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
We've played in the past and then just kind of jumped back into it, kind of like rediscovering it, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Really waiting for the Division on Tuesday. That's where we're kind of just figuring out stuff to do until then.
Hint, that might be a topic on the show for that, because I'm so stoked, man. It looks so good. But yeah, we'll get to that. Anything else? What do you get? So I know this is my friend Max. He's from actually Black Arrow Productions.
Yep.
And we'll get into everything you guys do and who you are. But before that, you guys have your own podcast called the Black Arrow Podcast.
Yeah, we're still working on a name.
I think that name's awesome. Like, seriously, like, but you guys do it differently for a podcast. You guys play a video game and then talk, and you guys play Diablo. Is that correct? Like, how did that come about? Really?
I mean, I think it was a natural evolution of what we were always doing.
That's really cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we're playing and we're always chatting. So we're like, why don't we just record this?
Exactly.
So it's not exclusive Diablo. That's what we've been doing. But yeah, it was
because I've watched like your first couple episodes, and then I was like, oh, they're playing Diablo. I was like kind of not taking it back, but I was like, whoa, they're playing like Diablo, and then having their podcast through that, which is really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think we wanted something kind of a little unique.
You guys can talk. You guys can talk if you want to. It might be distracting with us being so loud, but you guys can talk. It's totally fine.
We like listening.
Okay, cool.
Hey, you got 2 viewers.
Oh, yes. This is a live show today with a live audience. I need one of those things that has, like, applause.
Yeah.
And, like,
you need a hype man.
And gas. I know, right? So, yeah, anything. How about anything else new?
No, I mean, I think it's kind of that like weird post-fall launch where there's nothing really, there's no new games out, so we're just kind of looking forward to E3 and kind of.
Back on the story, I think I first met you when we played football.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've known your wife for. Oh no! I met you because we went to your wedding, of course, and that was like, oh man, how many years ago was that now?
3 years ago.
3.
Okay,
nice.
3.
That's awesome. And then football, of course. And that's always fun.
Yeah.
Football. Football's always up and down when we play. It's so crazy, but it's so much fun though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then and I don't think I've seen you in quite some time now.
Yeah. No, not since that last flag football game.
Yeah.
I guess you guys have been a little busy.
Yeah, we were pregnant, and then we got married, and then we were pregnant, and then we finally had our son, which is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to get back to this football games, especially since it's getting warmer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I love playing football in the cold though. Like, there's nothing like it.
Cold, fine. It was a little windy the last time. I kind of threw a ball, and it was just kind of.
Yeah. I remember.
Out there.
So crazy. But how's life? What do you do like full time? By the way, I don't ever think I know.
Yeah, so I'm a project manager at a nonprofit.
Okay.
We're focused on higher education, so colleges, universities, and then it's the student affairs side. So it's basically anything non-academic.
Yeah.
So it's the res life. Kind of auxiliary services.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we actually have our major conference next week, so it's kind of. Full steam.
Where's that at?
So we travel, but this year it's going to be in Indianapolis. Last year was in Vegas, and then next year, not Vegas. Wow.
I was gonna say from Vegas to Indianapolis. Okay.
Like, New Orleans.
Yeah.
It was
That's
New
gonna be
Orleans.
a lot of fun.
Next year will be in San Antonio. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're
all three awesome cities.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So
and what does your wife do? I don't know. I think I know that.
She is at another nonprofit.
Okay.
She's grassroots manager.
Okay.
So she manages all the people at the state level to work with their representatives.
And then from what I remember, you guys live at a pretty awesome spot in DC.
Yeah. So we're about 2 blocks away from Nationals Park.
Yep,
so
I remember that.
A lot of baseball games coming up here with opening day. I think next
And
month.
You guys didn't get season tickets this year, from what I hear?
No, so last year we did. I think this year we decided to just go back to StubHub in it, and we can just picking up a Tuesday game for like $15.
Is it because you guys didn't go to that many games last year, or was it just because we can?
We went to all the games, I think.
Okay.
Because we did a draft with the group, so we were able to pick games that we wanted to.
Sure.
StubHub, it's just easier because we're so close. We can just pick a game an hour ahead of time and just go 15 minutes before and stuff. So it's pretty easy.
And then, did you guys get season tickets to like the Capitals or anything like that, or?
No, that's the price is so much
really
higher. Oh, yeah,
higher than the Nationals.
Yeah, it's
what?
Probably for good seats outside of like the nosebleeds. It's like high hundreds, near 1,000, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. So are you from Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a Seattle Seahawks fan for sure.
Yep.
And are you a Mariners fan or are you a Nationals fan?
I'm both. So luckily they're separate. They're separate.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah.
So
you are all Seattle sports.
Yep.
And then you definitely like DC because you live here and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I picked up the Nationals because we were going there.
Oh yeah, and it's so much fun to go to those games. Like.
Oh yeah.
It's weird because I don't even know they're about how old now? Like 10 years old now.
Last year was their 10-year anniversary.
10 years now.
Yeah.
And like usually for these they had I don't know my national team history, but they had a team in the 80s and 90s, or was it the 80s? The Senators, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, so I think there used to be a Nationals like way back.
Yeah.
And then they became the Senators. And then the Expos.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't remember. I know the Expos moved to DC and became the Nationals, but I don't remember that early history.
And then it's cool that kind of because you have so many kind of transfers from other states to here because it's such a metropolitan area. Yeah. It's cool to see like the Nationals are really the team that kind of has like a good fan base. Yeah. Like a really solid fan base. I mean, looking at the Redskins and I mean they have like definitely homegrown fan base, but there's so many different like teams, people who are fans of teams in this area. But then the Nationals, to me, it seems like there's just like a good fan base here.
Yeah, solid and I think you saw a lot of people when, without them in place, a lot of people moved to the Orioles. But then when the Nationals came back, there was you saw a lot of family generational groups that were coming back, kind of like coming home. And I think like you may see that with the Rams moving back to LA. There's a lot of they left a lot of people there. Yeah. Now they're coming back from St. Louis. You may see that same sort of. I wonder.
It's gonna be interesting. That's this season, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's crazy.
I think they play in the Coliseum.
So St. Louis is St. Louis is not gonna have a team anymore.
Nope.
Wow, that's crazy.
I
didn't think it was gonna happen that fast. Did you think it was gonna happen that fast?
No, I mean it.
Sorry, I know that this is a video game podcast, but we got to catch up on some sports right now, especially some local sports. But
yeah, I mean I think LA had been swirling around for so long that it kind of almost seemed like it's never gonna happen because.
Yeah, and then now like 3 teams want to get in LA,
all of a sudden
which is
it was like, all right, we're making the move, and then each one had like their own different plan, and so LA, and then I think
Oakland wants to come back to LA. Yeah, and then San Diego. No, was it Oakland or is that San Diego? Definitely.
Yeah, and Oakland as well, and then I think the way that they did, they were basically incentivizing.
Someone's coming next year, right?
Yeah, I think San Diego has the option to move.
I hope they don't move. I know a lot of San Diego, and their stadium, from what I hear, like is not good, and but I hear but San Diego they're still like pretty hardcore.
Yeah,
Chargers, but
they got to work with the city to get a new stadium.
Of course. Yeah, and maybe going to another sport real quick. Are you hoping that the Supersonics will come back to Seattle?
I
have to ask that question.
I was heartbroken.
Heartbroken, especially since left. Durant was there. And then, of course, if they just waited if they just waited
had the Thunder.
If they waited 3 years, boom.
Oh yeah,
that would have been pretty nasty.
Yeah, I was heartbroken when they left, and then 2 years ago when the Kings, that's as close as we've been. Yeah. And then they there's been talks about the Milwaukee Bucks, but I think they're staying put as well. So I think right now
Seattle's such a great city. There's no way that there has to be a basketball team there.
Yeah, I mean, and the fans are clamoring for it.
I mean, you look at the Seahawks fans, right? And they're all God bless them, but they're very rowdy and very passionate about their team, and all you have to do is just transfer that. You look at Sounders games, Seattle Sounders, they're the same fans that come to the football games. You know what I mean? And then You just need a basketball. There has to be a basketball team one day.
Oh yeah, and in the stadium they actually designed 3 rings that kind of hung over the court where people could stand, and the whole purpose was to sort of mimic what you get at CenturyLink Field.
Yeah.
Of just people bringing noise down onto the court.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, they want to make it rowdy there too.
That's awesome. So we'll see one day.
Fingers crossed. Yeah.
Oklahoma City is such a random city, but they wanted it so bad, I think. But
they stole it.
They did. Well, if you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is a video game podcast. Welcome to the jON Off Gamecast, episode number 3. You're this week's. Because last night I actually recorded with my other friend on the same tweet that I tweeted you.
Yeah.
And they're episode 4, so they're in 2 weeks. So I kind of recorded in advance. But anyway, welcome to episode 4. This is jON Off Gamecast, where we talk about everything video games. Every show will have topics that will be given a rating of good or bad. We like it or we don't. We approve or we disapprove. You get the idea. If we give it a bad rating, we'll say it's off or it's totally off for me. But if we give it a good rating, we'll say it's John, because it's John or off. Cheesy, yes, but it puts a twist on things, and we like it that way. If you enjoy this show or any shows on jonoff.com, please follow, like, and subscribe at JONORON. And of course, please check out patreon.com/JONOROFF to throw some bucks our way so we can continue to bring you the best damn content on the internet, including every single episode of all our shows early. Not able to throw bucks our way? Don't worry. Everything at JONOROFF is free. If you want to get these shows and more, go to youtube.com/JONOROFF and go ahead and subscribe to us on iTunes, on your iTunes podcast app at jON I OFF. It's the only one that's not jON Off. But again, thank you for everything you do and your support. Now let's make something epic. You ready?
Yeah.
Topic number 1.
All right.
You started your own thing.
Yeah.
You and a couple friends started your own thing called Black Arrow Productions. Is that correct?
Yes.
And so topic number 1 is really, I thought, this podcast is very conversational. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't tell any of my guests the topics in advance, because I'm just like, let's just have all these shows are to me is it's just a time for me to hang out with friends. Mm-hmm. And we would have this conversation regardless if we had microphones and a camera in front of us.
Yeah.
So that's really all this is, just us talking, hanging out, talking about video games, talking about whatever. There just happens to be microphones and a camera, in front of us. But anyway, so you started Black Arrow Productions with your friends. Tell me how that came about, who you guys are, what you guys want to do, what's your mission, what's your vision, everything. I want to know everything about, because this is also a chance for me to not only show my passions and my views on things, but also to share my friends' views and what they do and their passions and hobbies.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it actually came about probably really almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, because I remember going on your YouTube channel and I was looking through all your videos, and I was like, whoa, this video is from 4 years ago.
Yeah, so we actually have way older videos that were on old personal YouTube accounts. And so we've kind of always been back when Red vs. Blue started getting big.
Yeah, I saw that one video. You guys tried to do something kind of like that, where it was Halo, and it was kind of from a movie camera.
Oh yeah. So back in the day when you couldn't, because you'd have your gun in the view, and so you'd have to figure out.
And there was no noise because you could tell you didn't have microphones or there was no party chat or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was pretty hard to make back in the day. You'd have to put in black bars to cover the HUD and all this different stuff. So we'd been doing that for years, and then I think we were just kind of talking about it. And I think in recent years with all with Twitch and all the kind of live streaming.
Oh yeah,
stuff,
it's made it so much easier.
Yeah, and so we've actually kind of moved to PC. I was telling you
when you guys were doing that sidebar, but when you guys were doing the Halo videos,
mm-hmm.
How were you guys recording? How? Because back in the day, right? So it wasn't. Recording videos or game videos was not you had to have a capture card.
Uh-huh.
It was the worst thing. There's nothing like today, where you could just press a button and boom, recorded.
Oh yeah, no. So we had this little thing. It was a little USB plug-in thing, and you'd have the yellow, red, and white. And you'd plug it in, and it would come onto your computer.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah.
And then that would be plugged into a capture card, which would record it. So it was so hard to do.
Do you guys have a capture card for Black Arrow?
We do. We have different setups.
So you have your PC. You don't need a capture card for your PC. Yeah. You just need the program.
So we haven't done anything console related yet.
Okay.
I think, unfortunately, with HDMI, it kind of makes it hard because the cost there is a lot higher. So we've stuck with PC mainly.
Yeah.
Somewhere down the road, we probably move back into that. But yeah, so that started. Let me try and think. Probably about. I think it was.
Where'd the idea come from? Like, someone was like, "We like recording." Oh, I mean, that's usually how it comes from. Like, we like, video games. Yeah.
So it started with the scripted stuff. Like back in the day, we'd be like, "Oh, we're gonna make," and the ideas were horrible. Like you look back and it's so like we're like, we'd watch a Bourne movie and we're like, "Let's make that in Halo." And,
that's awesome.
It just
no,
was
that's
awful.
cool.
And so this time, with a lot of the like Let's Plays and stuff like that, we were all talking to each other like, well, we already do this, we just don't share it with anyone. So that's kind of where it came about. And so
this was 10 years ago, or
no,
so how did you? Okay, so 10 years ago, you kind of did your thing, and then you've had some upload videos like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And then what made you guys kind of get back together? And who's on your team, by the way? I don't know who's on your team. I just know you, and yeah.
Yeah, so it's me, and then I've got friend JON.
Okay.
Mark.
Good name.
Yeah, and then David. So we've got there's 4 of us.
Okay.
There are others that we used to play with.
Are they all local or?
No, so we're all over the place.
No one. Okay, that makes sense that you guys do on play Diablo.
So I'm in DC. We got John is in Utah. Mark is in Idaho.
Utah.
And David,
Idaho.
Yeah,
What the?
David's
I've
in
never
California,
heard.
So.
I don't know anyone from those states. Seriously.
Yeah, we are all over the place.
Yeah,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah, so we can't do any of this.
Makes sense.
Person,
Yeah, it makes sense. One day, I'm sure you guys will all.
That's
get
the plan. We chatted about it.
Yeah.
Finally meeting.
So then, the idea from the recent kind of upsurgence of your guys' company, Black Arrow Productions. Mm-hmm. Where did the name come from, by the way?
We. Again,
I was gonna say, you guys like
just bringing out.
You guys like Arrow, and you're just like.
So we used to be ODST because we were just all about Halo.
Did you like ODST, by the way?
I actually did.
Oh,
I thought it
real
was
quick.
Different. Yeah. Okay.
Hot fire question. Ready?
Yeah.
Rank your Halos.
Ooh. Oh man, this is hard.
Yeah, it is.
So let's go Halo 2 first. I think.
No doubt, unequivocally the best Halo.
Halo 1.
Okay.
Halo 3.
Okay.
Halo Reach.
Okay.
Halo 4, Halo 5, ODST.
Okay.
That would probably be the kind of the order if I had to.
Did you like Halo 5?
I did.
Okay.
I think
because I heard I remember seeing the trailers for that, mm-hmm. and then there was so much backlash for that game only because the trailers were so misleading. It had a lot of online stuff. It was just kind of all over the place. It was very polarizing in terms of people either loved it or they hated it.
So the online is probably the best that they've done, I think. Yeah. Probably since Halo 2 when that sort of.
Well, good because I remember the remastered for when they brought them all to Xbox One. It was just a train wreck.
Broken.
Yeah,
it's almost 2 years.
That sucks. Yeah, that sucks so bad.
I mean, it came out a year before Halo 5, so they were kind of
for sure.
We're not gonna really put too much effort into it.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's my issue. I love the Halo story. And
Halo
5 story is just kind of
Was it misleading, as everyone was saying?
Not even misleading. It's just kind of
they were hunt for the truth. It looked like they were pitting Hawk, is that his name? What's his name?
Locke. Yeah.
Locke versus Master Chief, and I heard it just ended not what it ended up being.
Yeah, there's 3 missions with the Master Chief and Blue Team, and so you play as Locke a lot, and it kind of reminds me of Halo 2 when everyone's like, oh, you're playing as Master Chief, and then there's suddenly this mission as the Arbiter, and everyone's like, hang on.
I loved it, man.
You just spent all these years telling us these are the bad guys, and all of a sudden we're playing as them.
I mean, but it was so brilliant, though. It was there was I don't know my Halo lore that much. And, I mean, I played Halo crazy too, mm-hmm. And I just remember there being kind of a dispute within their race, and then the Arbiter kind of got the short end of the stick to do that crazy mission. But I loved it, man.
Yeah, so he was sent on the suicide mission, and then
loved it.
Ended up basically breaking the Covenant apart. But yeah, I mean, in hindsight, it works. I think it's jarring, and especially with the way that they were kind of making all the marketing and stuff. It just kind of I think a lot of people were expecting one thing and went in a totally different way.
Did you like the campaign in the end?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to give it a rating, I'd be it's a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's just kind of do I want to go back and play it all the time? Not really.
Yeah, I think the last Halo I played was Halo 3. It was the last Halo. I didn't play Halo 4 because at the time I think it was really late in the 360's console life, right, or something?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
2007.
Yeah, I don't remember playing that one, and then nothing after that. So
yeah, I think if they had left it at Halo 3 and just done what they did,
Halo 3,
Halo
I liked.
Reach and all that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you a question: are the floods still there?
Thankfully, no.
Okay, because I don't remember. I really don't remember anything from Halo.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, they got rid of that.
Anyway, so you guys were called ODST.
Yeah. Yeah,
does that stand for what it stood for? Okay.
Yeah, in Halo, and so then since we kind of moved outside of Halo, we just just decided to change the name. And
no, for sure.
At the time, it's kind of funny. There was a Rainbow Six 3 kind of like mini add-on called Black Arrow.
Okay.
And so we loved it. We're huge Tom Clancy fans. The Division, obviously, also.
Yeah.
And so we were like, we love the name, and so. That was kind of the inspiration for it, and so we just decided to
and productions just came from just making videos. And
it was a Saturday morning. I was chatting with jON because we'd always talked about it, and I was like, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, and we just started doing it. And I whipped up a logo and some branding and stuff, and then did
you do the logo or
I did, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Thanks. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that and all the other. I always loved the hexagon I got from. In Halo 3 when he drops the shield, that's the pattern it does, and I've always loved that design and stuff. What the inspiration was. So
very cool. I'm gonna turn your mic just a little bit. There you go. Awesome. So you guys, right, Black Arrow Productions. Yep. What is it? What is your what is your goal? What's your missions? What's your vision? What do you guys want out of, I guess, Black Arrow? It's awesome, because I just from me at jON, right, I went from doing my own blog, right, which was a PlayStation centric blog, and then I did Pizza Bet Games with my friends, and then we all got too busy, kind of had to go separate ways, and then I finally was like, all right, I still want to do this, I still want to do podcasting, do Let's Play videos, I'll do, and create jON or Off, but then it's cool, last night, it's cool to just see other people doing their thing, especially with their passions. And so, I think it's awesome when I can bounce ideas, get ideas from you. What do you guys want to achieve? What's the goal?
I mean, we're definitely not in it for the money.
No.
We're definitely still in the red.
No.
It's probably will always be in the red.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just, we love video games.
Yeah.
So
no, definitely.
We have fun playing. We just want to share it. There are times when we're crying from laughing so hard, or we have years of inside jokes, and so we just kind of want to share that with people.
Yeah.
And
How'd you meet these guys, by the way? I don't. Gaming?
Totally online. Halo 2.
No way.
Back when Xbox Live was just first starting up, we started playing, and that was back when we were trying to be really competitive and Team Slayer, MLG and all that kind of. We were horrible.
Okay,
so
I was gonna say, you guys ever?
No, that career path ended pretty. We actually talked about it in last podcast.
Yeah.
We were talking about how I think they were doing local tournaments, and it's just nowadays, that's their job to just train to play video games, and it's I think we missed that boat. So
yeah. But it's so cool. It's awesome to see nowadays that anyone can just pick up a mic, push a button on their controller, and do a Let's Play video. It's so accessible. You know what I mean? It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's like a democratization of
it's
content.
Cool. And it's this is where I think now it's the golden age of Let's Play videos and all this. So that's awesome. So what are the main staples of Black Arrow Productions? I know you guys have your Black Arrow podcast. Mm-hmm. What else do you guys do on at Black Arrow Productions?
We're not too scripted. So the podcast is probably the most
scripted.
Yeah.
It's not okay, here's our schedule. Let's hit this on Monday. Yeah. Oh, no.
We try and get
I'm done with that. That's too hard, man. Unless it's your full-time job, it's so hard.
I think we fell behind on the second episode. I was like, all right, I'm going to do it every Tuesday. And then it was Wednesday, and I'm still editing it up. I'm like, okay, this way. Yeah. We try and get one podcast out a week, I think.
Yeah. I got to do two. It's crazy. Monday and Fridays. So it's tough, but I love it. I love it, man.
Yeah, so it's really just whenever. We usually are able to play probably about 2 to 3 times a week for a couple hours. And so we're able to just record and see what happens.
Yeah. And then so I know that you guys do Let's Play videos. Yep. I saw your XCOM. I haven't played XCOM yet, but I want to play XCOM so bad. I love tactical RPGs.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Love it so much. I've been playing a lot of tactical RPGs actually recently. But XCOM looks great. I'm gonna wait for it to get to console. I just gotta play it on console.
Yeah.
Because I know the first XCOM was on console, or it came out on console. I really like that.
It was, yeah.
But I know that you guys do on your podcasts. You guys do it kind of differently. We kind of spoke about it before, mm-hmm. but you guys play a game while podcasting instead of doing a Skype 4-way interview. Not interview, but a Skype 4-way chat or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, what was the kind of the reasoning behind that again?
I think it's because we saw that we were most organic when we were playing.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
I think like if we try to format like this,
yeah.
we'd be like, that would be what it would be like. It's just us kind of being like, oh, this is cool.
Oh, I love this. I love like being able to see my friends and just like hang out with them, which is cool. But you guys are cool too. Like,
yeah,
it's. I mean, I have memories of playing like say we play like Destiny. Mm-hmm. So many organic conversations like that way as well.
Exactly.
You know.
And so that's where we wanted to really capture that. And so we're like, then we need to play a game.
Yeah.
And then at the time, it was like, well, let's just do Diablo. It's a great game that if you're listening to the conversation, you can listen to the conversation. Or if you want to tune out and just, right now, it's just see me getting killed a bunch because my character's so much lower level
than anyone else.
You can do that. So it's just kind of, it's just a slightly different experience than a podcast that, I'll listen to if I'm walking to the grocery store or something like that. So.
Love podcast. All right. Where can we find Black Arrow Productions? Where can we find your videos? Where can we follow you guys at?
Yeah, so definitely if you check us out on Twitter at Black Arrow Prods, Prods.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll see all of our content there. And then if you just check us out on YouTube at Black Arrow Productions, I think. Okay. I don't remember actually.
Yeah. Do you guys have a dedicated website yet or no?
Not yet. I think we're looking at it. Okay. David's a web developer, so we may make him do a little.
Dude, web design is like the bane of my existence. Like, this is my website. I create everything myself, but it's so terrible. I got to get someone who knows what they're doing.
I can do a little bit, so maybe I can help you out.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll talk about it.
Well, cool. All right, topic number 2. Are you ready? This is a good one. Getting away from kind of seriousness, let's just talk about on Tuesday, probably one of the biggest games of the year is coming out, The Division. I'm so stoked. I'm so ready. We both played the beta.
Yep.
I thought it was good, and I saw your video. You thought it was good too.
Yeah.
But recently they came out with a video called Year One, and I saw it and I was like, this is like another game that I know with Year One activities. But again, like, I love Destiny. Like, I'm still playing Destiny, like, not on a daily basis anymore because it's kind of slowed down, but at least like once a week, once every 2 weeks. But I know Year One for me was good, especially with raids and weekly activities and daily activities, and it seems like our Division is kind of going that way as well, which is really cool, I think. And man, if Division had some kind of... Anyway, my question is to you, for us really, is what are your hopes and dreams for Division Year One?
Oh, yeah. So...
let's go backstory. Like, what was your experience with the beta? I know people can look at that video at youtube.com/Black Arrow Productions.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. If you go on Twitter, if you follow our Twitter, you can find it there. Yeah. I'll share it out again.
But I really liked your video. First off, I thought it was really well done.
Oh, thanks.
So good. I was like, whoa, this is like a professional video. This is like IGN video right here. But yeah.
My wife even liked it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's so cool. But what did you think of the beta, first of all?
So I actually go back. I played the alpha on Xbox One, which was like a month or two prior, maybe even further back. And
Wait,
I actually kind of...
Time out. Yes, the alpha was first.
Yes.
Right? Because I played that one. And then the beta became public to everyone.
So they did 3.
Is that
did
right?
The alpha. They did a closed beta.
Okay, I did the closed beta. I didn't play the alpha.
So and then they did the open beta. So I've done all 3. So I did the alpha, and it was kind of like, I actually had a lot of concerns. Like, I was all in when they first announced it, and then I saw some of the videos, and I was kind of like, there was like the graphics were downgraded a little bit, and like it just kind of didn't seem. And I was like, man, I'm getting some Watchdog vibes from this. Of like, I'm up here and I'm gonna be way down here when.
I was so hyped for it, and then year after year, you didn't see it. Because they announced like at least 5 years ago or whatever. I
think it was first announced in 2013, and then nothing until like last year.
And I was so like concerned. I was like, is this game ever coming out? You know?
Yeah. And that always like sends up red flags too. You're like,
it does. Yeah.
So I did that. It was kind of a little iffy. I think we had a conversation about it because when the beta came out, and I was like, man, I don't know if this is gonna be good. So did the open beta or closed beta? It was basically the same as the
PC,
the
right? You're playing on PC.
I've done both PC and Xbox One.
Where are you gonna get the game, by the way?
We're going PC.
Yeah, because your friends are there, right?
Yeah, and I played. I'm able to play it on basically the highest settings.
Yeah,
and I went to the Xbox, and I was like, this is pretty ugly.
See, for me, like don't get me wrong, like I love graphics. Graphics are awesome. You know, I love playing like high resolution graphics, but dude, when it comes down to it, is the game fun? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like that's why I'm getting a console, because I don't care that too much about graphics, and 2, that's where all my friends are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that game it seems like a game just like Destiny. it's much better when you play with friends.
Oh
like,
yeah, and that was where
down.
we had a lot of conversations about like where we wanted to go.
Yeah,
we were trying to like, do we want to do PC? Do we want to do Xbox? And I think we ended up going PC, and that way we can get video from it easier and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
We just set up shadow play. But yeah, so the open beta is where the video came out of, and they added a lot of new content.
Yeah.
And we went in, played
from the alpha to the closed beta.
Yeah, the second mission, the subway, that was totally new.
Subway.
It's.
I don't think I played that one.
That you go in and it's like where they're setting bodies, and so like one of the factions in the game, I think they're called the Cleaners.
Okay.
And they have like flamethrowers and stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was totally new.
That.
And that was, I don't remember. The missions are sort of like, they're like kind of dungeons. So they're short. You can, and it scales. So you can do it as a single player. You can have your 4-person fire team.
Yeah. You're on hard difficulty.
Yeah, and then there's
Tiers,
difficulty once you gear up and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, loved it. We went into the dark zone, and like John and Mark, it was their first time, and so I was kind of explaining it.
It's so good. It's so good. Like the dark zone is so good.
It's a totally different game.
It's brilliant. That's where I remember playing the beta, and I was like, okay, like the single player and like playing with my friends against computers or AIs are okay. Like playing against ads are okay. Like, and then you get to the dark zone, and it's like a freaking craziness in there.
Yeah,
dude.
like Echo starts like,
it's
like
so
freaking
cool.
out. And your character's like,
It's like drop zone.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's really where the game shines. For sure. Like
that's what it's bringing new to the genre.
Exactly.
And I think that's kind of where maybe a big differentiation is with it and Destiny.
Yeah.
'Cause Destiny is their single player.
Yep.
You've got your PvE.
Yep.
And then it's a totally separate like arena mode.
Yep. PvP.
This you just walk through a zone and it just changes, and all of a sudden that guy that you were teamed up with can turn around and shoot you in the back because you got something good.
Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah.
But
and so we went in and I was kind of explaining, like, okay, so
tell me some funny stories.
Rogue. First thing John sees somebody, he's just like,
no.
And I'm like, all right, I guess we're going Rogue. And so for about 2 hours, we were just playing Rogue. Just
were
running
you?
around. Yeah, we found
so
I'm not going to spoil it, but we found a spot where it's almost impregnable. And
oh my
like,
gosh.
People were coming at us and they could not get through the line. And like, so I'm not giving it away because I'm going to keep it as long as I.
Well, you're on PC, so you're you can tell me off screen. So when I play
I'll tell you.
Okay.
And so we were set up there and like, why I like the graphics in this game is because the weather is gorgeous.
Oh, that's snow.
And so a snow like fog storm came in, and so you couldn't see anyone more than like 10 feet ahead of you. And so like we're kind of hiding behind crates, and all of a sudden you see somebody just come running through, and we're like, guy, and we all start shooting at him, and then he crawled back, like he got wounded and crawled back into the mist.
It's so good. It's just like, don't shoot me. I won't shoot you. Don't shoot me. Don't. I want. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of like that paranoia, like in the dark zone. So
that was
fun.
That was probably the best. We were just John just kicked it off right.
Well, I guess we're going Rogue. Right?
Yeah, and we were like, all right. And I was trying to explain like
Rogue is when you like shoot someone in the dark zone, which is like they're not. It's not really PvP. It is really PvP, but it's not.
It's like open world.
It's
PvP.
like open world PvP. It's really cool. But when you go Rogue, that means you shoot somebody, and then you get this little timer on the top of your head, and you turn red or something.
Yeah, so if you kill, each person you kill increases
your
the timer, and then I think if you do 4, you hit manhunt status.
Oh my gosh!
And basically, there's like a huge reward, but the reward for the person going rogue is if they outlast it. They get a huge If you're able to kind of run until your timer and you leave rogue status, you get a huge reward.
Oh my god!
So it's kind of this like you want to stay.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you want to stay rogue, but then you want to be able to get out of there so that you can get your reward. Because if the people kill you, they get a huge reward. So there's tons of back and forth.
I just remember like playing the beta, and we're going in there 4-man squad, and we're kind of just like messing around. And occasionally, if we see someone rogue, they're going down. Like I don't care. Like 10 seconds cyber on rogue, boom, you're dead. Mm-hmm. But we were going in there because there's also PvE in there too as well.
You get a 3-way battle,
which is cool. Yeah,
like good agents, rogue, and PvE.
I remember because the beta. This is how I look at betas, right? They're definitely a time to test a game and see if you really like it or not. Like that's why I fell in love with Destiny, because I played like so many alphas and so many betas, and I was like, yep, this is for me. But usually when a beta comes, I play like not that much of it, and I kind of already know off the bat if it's for me or not.
Yeah.
But playing The Division, I played for like 8 hours, like strong, and I was like, no, I know I have to do this all over again. But I remember me and my friends went to the Dark Zone finally after we got level 8 or whatever. I think that was the cap for not the cap, but for getting up to the highest level to get into the next Dark Zone
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Because there's like a level. There's 6 different
because they
levels.
have different level Dark Zones.
Yeah.
But it's primarily for the PvE side.
Well,
of
yeah,
it.
I couldn't play with my friends because I think I was like level 6 and they were level 8 already. And so when we went to the Dark Zone together, they were in a different Dark Zone than me.
Yeah.
And so I had to get to level 8. But anyway, we got in there and, you know, we're messing around, we're getting gear and stuff like that. And then we were just like, all right, we're done with this game. Like, we don't need to see anything more. We're definitely getting this game. It's so much fun. And it's like, all right, time to go rogue and like go crazy, right? And so we get to like a drop zone.
Yeah.
And that, because drop zones are like, they do that. That's where they do on purpose. Like, that's where all the action.
I was a little skeptical at first. I was like, oh, it's just King of the Hill. But like, you sit there and then gear in the Dark Zone, you have to get it cleaned through a drop zone.
Yeah.
Then you get to use it because it's the virus in New York. And so that's why you got to extract all your stuff.
That makes sense. I thought it was just like a place where, well, it is a place where you just save your, like, it's also a place where you save your stuff. If you don't want to lose anything, you just get it out of there.
Yeah, and so that's how you get it. Because if you get killed because you get the little yellow like biohazard pack on your backpack, that's
sense.
how it gets out, and that's how it's clean.
That
and
makes sense.
It gets sent back to your base.
That's
and
so cool.
And there's only 4 slots.
Yeah.
So if there's 5 people there,
Oh, it's so good.
that means someone's not getting.
I love
their
it.
stuff
I love the dark. It's such a brilliant idea. Like, man, props to Ubisoft. And do you know the developers of?
Massive. So they were the ones who did an
What'd they do?
amazing RTS called World in Conflict.
Yes, I think I've heard of that.
Late aughts.
Yeah.
I think it was like a kind of like a Cold War that actually went hot, sort of a thing.
Okay.
I remember the big feature of it was
Okay.
it was destructible terrain, and
Okay.
it was like
Man.
it was cool. I just
Okay.
remember we actually just played another example of like a beta that is all you need.
Yeah.
Like we just played the World in Conflict
Yeah.
beta, and you can set up like artillery, and it's just like it's a totally different RTS than you would expect from kind of other
cool.
games. So they moved from that, and then they made this. So
Kudos to them.
yeah,
And
a
I'm glad
big shift. Yeah.
I'm really glad they took their time though in the end because I think it's gonna pay off for them.
I think so.
I think
yeah.
they just released. They had the biggest beta of all time at 6.4 million,
That is
which is crazy.
insane.
I think Destiny only had 4.6, which was the biggest beta at that time.
Yeah,
But man, they're really doing it. But Dark Zone is so crazy.
that's where it's at.
It's
yeah.
so crazy. It's so good. It's so good. I'm excited. So, hopes and dreams for year one, real quick.
I mean, I think, man, I don't like. It's kind of hard not having played the full version. It's kind of hard to see.
That's what I'm saying.
like,
It's good for predictions. Like, saying what is like our best case scenario for year one? Like, what do we want?
Best case scenarios, I think, you get a couple million people playing. Hopefully the content is really regular. I think that's an area where Destiny it seems like there was just 2 major ones before the Taken King.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like regular content.
Well, it's cool that they
updates-
had the video of I'm sure you saw the year one video, and they had like, I think this is where they it's almost like they learned from Bungie, from Destiny. It's like
they get hindsight.
Let's go ahead and just name everything that's coming out this year for the rest of the year. Where Bungie's really keeping it close to the hats, and part of it is they've got people to please, especially having a big developer or big publisher like Activision, of course, and I'm sure most of it is Activision, but for them to just be like, hey, this is everything that's coming this year.
Yep.
That is cool.
Yeah, and I think the first big one is free, and it's gonna be Incursions, which sounds like their version of Raid.
Yes.
So that's what it sounds like is the big. It sounds like April-ish or whatever, which makes sense. I mean, I think.
Yeah, because you want people to level up,
up,
and there's probably gonna be a minimum level to go in there.
Yeah.
I hope it's like a raid, man. That's what I've been saying that since day one. If Division has raid activities, like kind of like a weekly Nightfall, where like you can,
and
if you die, you're done, or exactly like Destiny. And then they of course have daily activities. They're gonna be good.
Yeah, and I think that's what the beta was missing, is that sort of like you kind of have the board.
Yeah.
But it's like it wasn't in the game.
Yeah,
but
you don't know.
Yeah. That's gonna be the stuff that's gonna make you log in, like when Destiny, when everyone was like, I gotta get in there to do my bounties and like I need to do the weekly Nightfall. Like that stuff's gonna be in there from. Man. So I think they, like you said, I think they are gonna learn from where Destiny went wrong.
And I think both these games, to be honest with you, I think both these games are just gonna help each other grow. Because I think Destiny is going to come back and be like, that's really cool, you know? Like, you know, and I think it's awesome.
You saw that with WoW, especially in the mid 2000s. Like, saw when MMOs were coming out like once a month. Like, they were all starting to take things from each other. And I think obviously WoW just had the size, so they were able to just pull everything in.
Yeah.
I think you might see this sort of new hybrid, like FPS MMO. I think you're gonna see a lot of that now that people are gonna start kind of
so good.
pulling from each other.
Whoever thought like shooter MMOs would be awesome? Like,
no, I mean,
so good.
And in the video, I was thinking like, I think Borderlands kind of started it.
It did,
but it was total single player.
Yes,
with the idea of just kind
would
of
drop in, drop out, right? And I mean, Borderlands was awesome, but it was missing that kind of like element that Destiny has, right? Where it's like there are activities to do outside of roaming the world.
Yeah,
like
it was just you, or maybe a buddy or whatever.
Yeah.
And now this, you can be running around and you see other people.
And Division is the next step, to be honest with you. It's cool. It's a third-person shooter, which is cool too. Yeah. So it kind of gives a different vibe towards all these first-person shooters. But I'm hoping for raids for sure. Yeah. I hope inclusion is good. Hope it's a really like Vault of Glass-esque, like, you know, that, because that I just remember playing Vault of Glass and I was just like, because I remember playing Destiny, I was like, this is awesome, this is fun, and then I got into Vault of Glass. I don't know if you got into it the first time around, but I would just remember just being like, this is what it's all about. Like, this is what, like, working together, doing puzzles, beating bosses, like, this is Destiny. Like,
and I think that's where the Division has a leg up, is because they have matchmaking in for like missions and all that kind of stuff. Whereas Destiny, you got to do it.
6 people. Yeah.
So I think that's one area where they're going to be able to. It'll make it easier because now people can just be like, "Hey, I want to go do the raid," and they can just group up and go right into it. So
I want raids. That's what I want for a Division.
That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
I mean, you played MMOs, right?
Oh yeah.
And like raids and MMOs are fun, and like Destiny just took it to another level. But I'm excited for Division. Day one, getting Division.
Oh yeah. I gotta make sure it's preloaded. So.
Oh yeah, I gotta so cop it. But all right, thank you. Topic number 3. Are you ready for this one? Going to a more not easier topic, lighthearted topic. Okay. Pokemon just turned 20.
Yeah.
And I saw you guys got the 20th anniversary version of Red and Blue 3DS.
I did,
which is really cool. Did it come with yellow, by the way?
It did not. It's just red and blue.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I was thinking about it because I remember you got little Pikachu following you.
Yeah.
I remember getting it.
Yeah, well, speaking of memories, Pokemon just turned 20, which is crazy. Yeah. 20 years ago, Pokemon came out. Can you imagine that?
It is so hard to remember because when I first got it, it is still so vivid.
Yeah.
Like, I remember it like it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, it's 20 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 20 years? I mean, come on. We're getting old, dude. Like, oh my gosh.
My knees are hurting.
My
back's
gosh.
sore.
Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I had to sit in my massage. We have like a thing for like, we put on a chair for massage thing. I had to sit in that for like an hour yesterday. Like, oh, so bad. Anyway, Pokemon just turned 20. At least the games did. So it's the 20th anniversary. What are some Pokemon memories? What are some favorite Pokemon memories, man?
Yeah, so I have to also go to when I first got it. I remember.
Oh yeah, you gotta start there. It was like Christmas, right?
Oh, it was, and I think it was still when I was getting like Nintendo Power. Like I was getting.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, Nintendo
and it
Power.
was like this game called Pokemon. I'm like, what is this game? And so I convinced my parents to go and get it, and I got Red. Went red version.
Yep, gotta go red.
And
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, and
I'm glad you did. Quick question.
Yeah.
When you guys got the 3DS and you got both versions, which one you chose red?
So I chose red.
Okay.
And I picked Charmander.
Good. The only right choice.
So she is playing blue version, and she picked Squirtle.
I mean, you can't go wrong with Squirtle. You can't go wrong with Squirtle.
I mean, you can, because it's not Charmander, though.
I know, that's true. But I mean, Bulbasaur, no one wants to pick Bulbasaur.
No. So
and
yeah,
Squirrel's got a squad.
2 different versions.
Squirrel's got a squad.
He's got the sunglasses, too.
Yeah.
But
so when you first got it?
I remember I was living in Washington. We went up, got it, and...
Game Boy on Game Boy Color.
I had a Game Boy Color.
Okay,
neon green. Yeah. Kind of almost the same color as the Xbox.
I had a purple one.
Oh, is that
Game Boy Color? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember getting it. I don't think it was actually the first game I got for my. I think it was like a.
It's the only game that mattered.
That's true. I think I got like some Wario game or whatever.
Okay.
But that was the first game. That was the second game, and I put it in. I remember spending all afternoon just sitting out on our porch, just playing and just mesmerized by what this game was, and I don't think any game has ever replicated.
Nope.
I would say WoW is probably the second of just that first time being like, wow, what is this? Like, there's people everywhere, and like, there's this whole world.
Yes.
So that's probably the only other game I think that's like replicated just that feeling of like, this is new and like
something
really
different.
cool.
Yeah, which is cool.
So yeah, I remember just playing through. I have no idea what I'm doing or anything like that.
Oh no, for sure.
And then everyone at school. In our podcast, I was kind of joking about it. We didn't have Facebook back then.
Nope.
So everyone ended up getting
talked
red version.
Yeah.
And so nobody had
blue.
Yeah, nobody had blue to trade, so they have all the exclusives. Great marketing decision back in the day.
No. And I mean, if you think about it, like that influenced a lot of things. Like that, 2 different versions.
Now you got to coordinate so people are getting it. And so I ended up getting blue version also, and we had the little link cable. Yeah. We tried to do the IR thing, and like you could never get it to work.
You had to like move it kind of towards.
And we're on the school bus, so it's like doing this. So we got the link cable, doing all the trades.
I remember the first time I got the link cable, I begged my mom. Yes. I begged. She was like, "Why do you need it?" I'm like, "You don't need to know. You don't understand. You don't need to know. I need this. I remember it changed my life, dude.
Yeah.
Getting that link cable.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Me and my brothers, like, we were just like, yes.
And you'd have to be so like, you're if you're doing trades to like, I need to trade my. Oh shoot, who's the Alakazam? But he only.
Abracadabra Alakazam.
Yeah, Kadabra.
He only levels up if you trade it.
Yeah,
if you
and
trade
so you have
him.
to be like, yo, give me my Alakazam.
Yeah,
back. And people be like, and like,
no,
so that's a good one. I remember the other one I shared that on the podcast too is like Pokemon cards. I don't remember what I gave up for
Pokemon cards, man, that's a different story.
I gave up so many cards to get just this total junker Charizard that had been like chunks were scraped.
Oh my gosh, you have that story? I have that story. That's crazy.
Charizard, and that was the only thing that mattered. I don't care what it was that I gave up. I had that Charizard.
Yep. That's so crazy that you had that story too. I just remember I don't know if I traded it, or if it just fell into my lap. But I had like this junky Charizard. It was like scratched up. You could see like the holographic parts inside the card.
Yep.
It was bad.
It was horrible.
But I had a Charizard, and that's all that mattered, dude. I remember like the Pokemon trading card game. I remember me and all my friends, we were like, pretty nerdy, but we set up like a gym kind of thing where like we cut out like gym badges and then we would go to each other's houses and be like, I'm the blank gym leader. You have, beat me, you get this badge. Oh my gosh.
No, I just had
being
that.
A kid was
and
awesome.
I remember just the giant binder with just all the cards that you put them all in there, and like it's funny because we rarely ever, at least I rarely ever actually played the game.
Yeah.
Every once in a while we play, and you'd have to put the power cards out and all that different stuff. But like, it was all about collecting them. And I remember I went through a phase where there was a store that sold the Japanese versions.
Oh, whoa!
And you were always guaranteed a holo in those.
Wow.
Nobody liked them because it was all in Japanese, so you couldn't read them. And
nobody liked them. They weren't legit.
Yeah.
But you're like, you can't use that. I can't even read that. You can't use that.
Oh, it says I win automatically.
Yeah, exactly.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think I stayed pretty regular with this series. On our podcast, I was talking about how I had a gold version. I took it out on the airplane and put it in the seat pocket.
Okay.
Left it. Totally forgot about it until we were like in the car driving home, and I'm like, "Where's my Pokemon?" And it was it's on a plane somewhere. If Alaska Airlines is listening, like if you ever find it, send it my way.
Yeah.
I got Ruby, and then didn't play anything for a while until I borrowed a 3DS and played
a DS or a 3DS.
3DS.
Oh wow, that's
wow. And I played X2.
I know.
And then,
I think I stopped at Black and White. I was on the DS.
Yeah, it goes. That one I skipped.
Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal,
yep.
which I think is one of the greatest games of all time.
Gold,
because you got both in one. Like you got to go to Johto, which was cool, and then you're like, oh, I'm done with the game. Nope. Go right back to Kanto, and then do all 8 gyms, and then do the Elite Four, and then fight Red.
In
the mountain.
Yeah. I remember,
So cool.
Had Ruby version. That was I think Ruby might actually be like Red has the strongest memories, but I think Ruby for me was the most fun.
Oh, I hated Ruby.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was like because it came right after Crystal and Gold and Silver, and I was like, I just had an amazing experience, and then I don't know. But from what I hear, they re-released them for the 3DS. So I don't know if you want to get that afterwards.
Actually, a coworker has Omega Ruby.
Yes.
And I'm gonna borrow it.
Cool.
So I'll have a couple different Pokemon games.
Yeah. And there's Pokemon Bank they announced. I don't know if you saw that.
I've heard it, but I haven't
so it's just like a Pokemon Bank. You can send your Pokemon there because the next Pokemon next year coming out, Moon and Sun, you'll be able to get them back. So I think it's really awesome. So, but no, I heard my friend told me that even like he had the same experience that I did. We weren't really big fans of Ruby, but Omega Ruby, like he played it again and it was awesome. So I can't wait. I gotta get back into. I gotta get back into them now.
Yeah, my coworker said to definitely take it out for a spin. So we'll see.
Yeah. So then you borrowed 3DS just to play X2 and Y2?
It was one of those things like I woke up and I'm like, I really want to play some Pokemon.
Yeah,
and
we all have that feeling.
And they don't have it on like an iPhone or anything like that. Yeah. So I knew a friend who had he has the Link version of the 3DS. It's the black with like the gold.
Oh, yep.
So I was like, hey, can I borrow it like just for a couple weeks or whatever? I want to play Pokemon. And I ended up playing it. So I gave it back to him.
Did you beat it?
I didn't. I think just work and stuff. I just never got around it. So I'm gonna restart it.
Oops. Oh, you're good.
So yeah, for when our trip, I'm gonna try and got plenty of time to play.
Yeah.
So
Pokemon's so good. I just remember being so young and just playing for hours and hours on end, and just
lose a whole day to it.
Like there was no light on the screen, so you had to kind of like at nighttime you kind of had to use your like.
Did you ever get the attachment?
I did not. No, I did not. No.
Yeah, I got one of those. I remember that. What was it? It was like a thing that I had one where you like slid it in and it would like light it up and magnify it or something.
Yes,
I
think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I remember. Like the sun would come in and you'd be like, trying to like do this number and like.
Yeah, man. I just remember just playing it so much, and my parents would go to the store, and I'm good. I'm just staying in the car and play Pokemon.
Yeah. Just walk behind them, just being like.
Oh man, so good. And then I remember for my, I think it was, I don't even remember, like 13th or 14th birthday, maybe even younger than that, I got a Game Boy Advance. My parents got me a Game Boy Advance.
Yep.
And I was just like, I don't have any games for this.
What color did you get?
Purple again.
Oh, I had the Arctic White.
Yes.
Was the purple the one that was see-through, or is it? No.
Purple was like hard purple, but there was like a see-through.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of different colors.
Yeah, I remember Arctic White was the one.
I just remember not having any games. I was like, I'm just gonna play Pokemon on this, like, cause
when it stuck out like that far out the top.
Yeah, it was like that much out. Oh my gosh, Pokemon's so good.
Yeah.
So you guys are replaying Red and Blue.
Yeah.
20th anniversary. How's that going?
I haven't gone too far because
yeah,
they don't include a charger nowadays.
They don't.
And so like we get it,
one.
and I'm like doing all the setup, and I'm like, let me look through, and then I'm like, so the battery is almost dead. So I'm like, so I haven't had.
I think it's like $10. So
yeah,
but it stinks that
first thing I did was went on Amazon and got a new one.
Amazon's so good.
Yeah, so we got them. So
Amazon's so good.
For our trip, we'll probably be trading them back and forth, but I haven't gone too far.
Can you trade back and forth on
I don't.
One thing.
I don't know, and I don't know if
hard.
I don't know if Red and Blue.
Did I tell you my story of Pokemon yet?
No.
So it was like my son was born, obviously, right? And we went back. We were already back home, and at 12 midnight, those things were dropping, right? Because I was like waiting for 12, and I took my 3DS, opened the store at 12 a.m., and then it hit me. I don't know which version to choose. Like I didn't, because I want all 3 starters.
Oh yeah.
And so in Pokemon Yellow, you can get all 3 starters.
Yes.
But I forgot that. I had forgotten it. So I was like, I don't know which version to choose. I'm buying them all. So I bought all of them. I was like, but
so
it's cool.
I need to see if it supports the Pokemon Bank.
Yeah.
Because that way we can kind of move them around.
Then you could do that. Yeah. But I don't know.
So I think it's easier this way. We can each have our own, so we're not kind of.
So how far are you in Pokemon?
I picked my
Pallet
Pokemon.
Town still?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Laura, how far are you?
Yeah, basically.
Pallet Town still?
I've had 3 Poke fights. So.
Nice.
But she refused to fight. She ran from all of them.
How do you run from all of them? Some of them are mandatory.
I'll come over.
Oh, here you go. Here you go. Right in the mic. I
had one fight. Squirrel had one fight, and he leveled up to level 6. It was great. And then I had to fight that
Laura Bennett, everybody.
That darn pigeon that comes up the next 2 times. And it is very hard to tackle the pigeon. And so I ran from him, and then he came up again in the tall grass. Same one. And so I ran from him again.
Oh, you're talking about actually running. Yeah. That makes sense.
I selected run.
That's cool.
So she's playing as a pacifist. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Well, you need Pokemon. You need catch Pokemon to beat Pokemon. So that's kind of the rule of the game.
She's playing hard mode. She's gonna stick with just her Squirtle.
Oh, that'd be crazy. You could probably beat it. No, that's tough. Because there's some gyms that are like the fire gym is gonna be tough if you just have like a water Pokemon.
Yeah. Well,
not fire. Grass.
Who's somebody's grass. I know
somebody's grass.
The one I'm thinking on the map. It's the one that's like down lower right. I think
I don't remember.
It's like poison or whatever. But
yes, I think I know what you're talking about now.
But yeah,
that's gonna be tough. Cool.
So,
Pokemon's awesome.
Yeah.
We'll have to battle. We'll have to trade.
Can I show you my Pokemons?
You can show me your Pokemons. Last topic of the day. I was listening to your podcast. This doesn't have to be a super long conversation. I think topic 4 is always super short, but it's okay. Topic number 4. Before we go on topic number 4, this segment has been brought to you by jON Please visit jON to get all the content here, especially all the shows, the Jon or Off show and the Jon or Off Gamescast. Check it out. Topic number 4, I was listening to your podcast, and you guys kind of dipped into it. Virtual reality is here.
Yeah.
And it's here to stay. And I think, personally, it's the next way to play video games. And it's incredible. And, it's so funny when people are like, I don't know yet. But it's really about, if you try it out and do it, it's a sort of surreal experience. I don't know if you've tried it out yet.
No, I've seen it.
But it really is like, it's like, it's a really out of body experience. Like it's so crazy. But really this topic is just VR. And I know that, what's it called? What's the one that came out already?
So there's the Oculus
Rift, yeah. Of course. And then there's Vive.
Yep.
And of course, I cannot wait. I'm waiting for PlayStation VR, of course.
Is that the Morpheus?
Well, that was the code name for it. It's just called PlayStation VR now.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for that. But what is VR and not what is VR, but VR and what does it mean to gaming? Like what does it mean to gaming? Because I know that you guys dipped in a little bit, and I'd really love to hear your kind of views on it.
Yeah, so I'm the lone supporter of VR.
It's gonna be, the only back thing I have for it is it's expensive. Yeah, it's expensive, and we all thought it was gonna be like $300, $400. That's not too bad, but $800, man, that is tough.
Yeah, I was totally on board.
Totally.
I was telling her, I'm like, I upgraded my computer last fall to make sure I had everything. Yep. And like, I'm okay. You can
go to the website and see if you can run it. Yeah, it's really cool.
And like I was all set, and then I was like, $300, like that's not bad at all. And then like it came out, and I was like, okay, I might need to set a little bit more money aside for this one.
Yeah. So it's fine though. I think it's totally fine because it's gonna be almost like a Wii situation again. You remember when the Wii came out?
Oh yeah,
you nobody
got over to show it off,
and people were like, "This is different." Like, it was gimmicky, and of course it didn't last forever because it's gimmicky. And I don't think VR is gimmicky at all.
No,
it's just another way to play video games. And I just remember like it being like this evangelistic kind of thing with the Wii, and people were going out telling people, "Hey, you got to try this." I think even though it's going to be really expensive at first, it's going to get people in the door.
Yeah.
And then people are going to go out and be like, hey, try this. Try it. And then people are going to be like, whoa. And then eventually the price will come down.
Yep.
Just like every, hardware. And then boom, it's going to hopefully.
Yeah. I think, if you set aside the price, to me, I'm so excited. A lot of people have compared it to Kinect.
Yes.
And I don't think that's a fair comparison.
No, not at all.
Because Kinect requires you to totally change the game, how you play.
No, keep going. Sometimes my Wii U sends me ads. It's so funny. No. And like the Kinect is also, it's just like the Wii. It was very gimmicky, and it was like not a fun way to play video games.
No, because it changed how you had to play the game.
Yeah.
With the Rift, you still play with a mouse and keyboard. You still play with a controller. Like it's putting you in the game to actually let you experience it in a totally different way. And I think the really cool example is Eve Valkyrie, which is the one I think is launching with. It's going to be bundled with the Rift, and it puts you in the cockpit. Like, who hasn't sat there and dreamed of being like a fighter pilot at some point?
Oh,
I still do it.
Yeah.
And so like being able to sit there and put this thing on, and all of a sudden you're in like a spaceship, and Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica is telling you like, hey, we got to go fight some people.
Oh my gosh.
To me, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you sit there and like, people have the full flight control. I mean, even I think with the controller, like you see, you're looking around and you're seeing like you can keep moving in this direction, but like checking over your shoulder, like it's just it's immersing you that in no way that
it's 100%. And like even when you're playing video games, right? We're immersed, but it's not 100% immersed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my phone will go off. Oh, I'm already like out of the game, and then or like someone will come to the door and like I have to answer the door, or like the phone rings, But with VR, it's like all that's taken away, and like you're only focused on the game.
Yeah, and I've seen videos that it was a horrible practical joke.
No,
A guy put it on, and then they did the roller coaster, and he pushed him, and the person lost it because he thought he was falling off the roller coaster.
Did you see the Odell Beckham Jr. video?
No.
It was so funny. It's like they had these people try on VR for the first time, and it was like, welcome to the Odell Beckham experience. And then, but he came out real, and so he's like, throw a football, and like people would be like this. They thought he was like VR. And somebody behind them would throw a real football, and he would catch it. And then he would come up to them and be like this. It was just really funny. And then they were like, "Wait a minute!" And then,
I've seen something like that. It was with Bryce Harper. I think they were using the phone version, whatever Samsung.
Yeah, they have one too. Everyone has one.
So I think they were doing the Samsung version, but it was with Bryce Harper. That same thing. They're like, "Hey, you get to play as him," and then like he walks up, and then they take it off, and he was standing there. So
yeah.
I mean, I think we were out in Seattle a year and a half ago, and they have from Game of Thrones, you can actually experience climbing the wall, and like you see people and they're with their headsets, they're like,
that's so cool.
Like freaking out because you can look down and you're 700 feet up in the air.
Oh my gosh, so cool.
I think it's gonna be. I mean, I think.
Has Oculus came out yet, or are they still doing pre-orders?
Shipping soon. Okay. They did the pre-orders. Yep. Last I heard, it was like sold out through July or whatever. Good. And then I don't know.
See, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about VR, man. Like VR, I just can't wait, dude.
I think it's gonna be when I finally get it. Like and it's interesting the different paths they're going, because Rift is still very much like in your seat. Yeah. It's just sort of augmenting what you're already doing, whereas like Vive, it has the two controllers and seems to have like positional tracking. Yeah. That I'm less bullish on, because I feel like it's not, because it's getting into that Kinect realm where it's changing the way that you play the game, and I just don't necessarily think it's gonna. I don't want to stand up and stuff. I want to be able to sit down at my desk and play on a computer.
I think that's why I'm so excited for PlayStation, because PlayStation, I think, PC, even though like a lot of people have PCs, a lot of people have PS4s as well. Yeah. And like just being able to just use your controller, your head replaces the right analog stick. Mm-hmm. Moving is still the same. Everything is still the same. It's just like looking around. Yeah. And I think once PlayStation comes, man, if PlayStation's smart, they'll have it around like 600. Like, it's gonna be so tough, man, to get that price down.
I think Sony's in a position because they could probably sell it at a loss, figuring you'll
no.
The same thing.
They're gonna have
consoles.
To. Yeah,
they take a loss on those. And then make it up on the software side.
Yeah, exactly.
I think with Oculus, they're selling it at cost, but they don't have to worry about. Yeah. Because people are making the games for it. Yeah. And they'll just have the support. Yeah. And I think hopefully developers will get on board really quickly. Yeah. I mean, it looks like they are.
They have to. I think that's the number one key. There has to be games. Yeah. Or else we're just going to have another Wii Connect / PS Move situation. Games. Yep. Yeah. So. Well, you big fan of... Are you jON for VR?
I am. Okay. I am jON for VR.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know I was like, I gotta have Max on the show. Especially like video games, and you gotta come on my other show, by the way.
Yeah.
Another time. That show's just random topics of life, anything.
Yeah, so, we'll have to. We'll bring you on Black Arrow at some point.
Yes, that'd be fun. I don't play Diablo, so you're gonna have to pick some other game.
We'll find a game. We'll make it work.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you like this episode or any shows at jonoff.com, please go to youtube.com/jonoff, and of course you can get these shows on iTunes. And if you want, go to patreon.com/jonoff to throw some bucks our way. But if you can't, or you don't want to, it's totally fine. Everything at jonoff is free. If you want to get these shows or more, again, follow us on Twitter at jonoff. And where can they follow you on Twitter again?
So on Twitter at Black Arrow PRODS.
Okay.
Yep.
And your personal Twitter?
Yeah, so my personal Twitter is at Maxwell Bennett, Bennett.
Cool. And then your wife, what's your personal Twitter so people can follow you?
LB Find My Strong.
LB Find My Strong?
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. again, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate for everything you do and your support. Again, let's make something epic. Thank you so much. Till next time, guys. Later. What?
Yeah. Do product placement.
Product placement.
Try to get you a
Oh yeah,
sponsorship.
this is brought to you by Illy Coffee. Do you like drinking coffee in the morning? Because I do. Get your Illy coffee at the place where Max and Laura get their coffee at.
Do your own little Wayne's World, like.
Oh yeah.